And welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you're watching us live on Facebook, thank you for that. We appreciate it. Please remember that these videos are held by Facebook pretty much indefinitely, so you can go back and watch them at your leisure. We also post these shows to www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. We have audio and video versions there that you can check out again at your leisure. We also put them on our YouTube page. Getting into your traffic this morning, because I know I'm running a little late. We're going to run through this show quickly. I-12 is flowing well, except at Millerville. There are going to be some slowdowns there in between Millerville and Sherwood Forest, so please prepare for that. It looks like a car on the side of the road. No accident, though. That is causing some on-ramp delays at Range and Juban. 447 and Walker looking pretty good getting onto the interstate. Your normal traffic flow. 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190 experiencing some minor delays this morning, but nothing too bad. Same with 64 heading into Central, with Greenville Springs being surprisingly flowing. Not necessarily clear, but moving pretty well. It's currently 77 degrees. 94 degrees going to be your high today. 76 your overnight low. Looking at a 60% chance of rain this afternoon. So go ahead, if you're heading out this morning, please remember, grab that umbrella before you head to work. You're probably going to need it for a pretty typical Louisiana thunderstorm this afternoon. Again, 77 your current degrees, 94 your high today. We are going to be sitting down immediately following this with Mr. Jim Chapman. He does have a series called Local Leaders, wherein he sits down with politicians, business owners, that kind of thing, and ask them, how'd you get into it? Why'd you get into it? And, what's your why and what's your how, and what they do, and trying to just give the public an idea of what some of these folks who make a lot of pieces move, what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, give them a chance to get to know them. So it's a very interesting series. We're going to be talking to him again immediately following this. He and I are going to sit down and do a podcast together, and I'm going to get to interview him, and we'll be posting that this afternoon. So be on the lookout for that. Moving to less rosy yards. Good morning, Miss Jan. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, moving to, I guess you can say, less greener pastures. Yesterday and today are that 4-year mark since the Great Flood of 2016. I know, especially on my social media, I've seen a lot of people, posting things from that time. It was an unfortunate series of days. We did bounce back, but of course we are still looking for projects and cleaning to help with our drainage, and still trying to answer that drainage question here in Livingston Parish. Of course, we did do a podcast with Mr. Randy DeLadd about 2 weeks ago to discuss some of his ideas about drainage and parish-wide drainage. Mr. DeLadd represents District 8, which is the Springfield-Killian area. You can, of course, go check out that episode at www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. I suggest that you do. But again, I know a lot of people posting things on social media. It's a difficult day for some. Please remember that everybody was affected a little differently. Not everybody bounced back as well as some. So please keep those families in your thoughts and your prayers who are still working through that. And of course, if you are still repairing from the flood, your flood assessment is falling off this year, but you can contact you can contact the assessor's office. Get in touch with them and let them know with evidence that you are still repairing your home, and they will give you or continue to give you that property tax discount. Jennifer Myers, a Denham Springs resident, happened to be the mother involved in this monitor lizard situation, I guess you can say. She was cited by a joint effort between the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office and the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. It carries $950 in fines and up to 120 days in jail. So we will see what happens. Monitor lizards are, of course, dangerous. If you're unaware of the story, a large monitor lizard, or what was at the time, baby monitor lizard between 2 and 3 feet, was released in the Walker area. Walker residents are on the lookout for it. It can grow up to 6 feet, so they can get big. The owner said that he is probably afraid and will act out of fear, which alludes to the idea that he will be dangerous. So again, Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office as well as Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries are working together to try to find the lizard. But the mother, Jennifer Myers, has been cited. We do have a new finance series that we are running online that you can check out. It's under our breaking news section. It's brought to you by a Edward Jones financial advisor. Her name is Jennifer Barrett. There was going to be all sorts of topics discussed, including retirement, 401ks, investments, money management. It's going to be an interesting series. Going to have about two of those reports per week on Tuesday and Friday. We, of course, released the first one on Wednesday because that was the first day I got one. But we'll have another one coming up Friday, and then starting next week, it'll be Tuesday and Friday. So check that out. The first one is, are you ready for the new retirement? And new retirement means people are a lot more active even after they retire. So are you prepared to move into that phase of life? So again, a new finance column coming to the news started yesterday. Getting into your COVID-19 statistics before we talk about Firehouse Barbecue, 134,304 cases statewide, 4,238 deaths, 1,598,609 tests, 103,512 have recovered on 1,320 hospitalizations, and 211 are on ventilators. So please keep those folks in your thoughts. In Livingston Parish, 2,992 cases, 52 deaths, and 28,465 tests. Now, we are going to talk about Firehouse Barbecue. It's an interesting situation yesterday. That would be Wednesday, excuse me. So Tuesday, let's start there. The State Department of Health, or Louisiana Department of Health, filed a contempt of court ruling with the 21st Judicial District Court. Of course, that is where the temporary restraining order was signed last Friday. So after that was signed, it was alluded to in the court documents that Firehouse Barbecue was aware of it because local media and regional media picked up the story. Now, they were not officially served until Monday. After that service, it is stated by the Louisiana Department of Health, Firehouse Barbecue continued to operate, and therefore they filed a motion for contempt of court with the 21st Judicial District Court. Now, immediately following that, this is yesterday, Wednesday, Firehouse Barbecue's attorney filed a counter injunction with their own temporary restraining order until the court date, which is next Tuesday, August 18th. And in it, they said that, the mask mandate was unconstitutional, it was vague, it was unenforceable, and they cited quite a bit the Attorney General Jeff Landry's opinion that reflected those ideals with the mask mandate. So this is the kind of the legalese back and forth has begun between the two entities. That would be the State Department of Health as well as Firehouse Barbecue. We are still unable to figure out exactly what would happen if Firehouse Barbecue had been found in contempt. Who would enforce it? Who would go close it? Of course, the Louisiana Department of Health does not have an enforcement wing. They do have an investigative wing as well as an inspection wing, but we're not entirely sure who would have enforced that. So at this point, it looks like things are going to calm down until that court date next August 18th. And of course, we will be on site. We will let you know what happens there. Want to get into these mitigation efforts real quick before I let you go. Wear a mask in public. It is a mandate. 6 feet or more of distance between yourself and others. Wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds or more. Control your cough or sneezing with an elbow or a tissue, preferably your own elbow. Don't touch your face. 25 or less to a gathering, preferably less. And stay home if you're sick, and utilize telehealth to get in touch with your doctor. Want to remind folks of the traffic. I-12 is flowing with a minor slowdown at Millerville. It's causing some on-ramp delays, especially at Range and Jubin. Not too bad, though. 4H Club Road, River Road, N190, that intersection is flowing, which is a good sign. And 64, heading into Central, flowing as well. School traffic, not too bad. People starting to get used to that new morning commute. Having half on, half off on some days is helpful for that traffic as well. So that is a good situation. 77 degrees is your current temperature. 94 degrees your high. 76 your overnight low. Please remember you're looking at about a 60% chance of rain this afternoon. Please remember to bring that umbrella on your way out the door. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Excuse me. We are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are once a week in print on Thursdays. That is $7 a month to get that in your mailbox. We're also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com. We have a podcast page, which is free. We have a breaking news page, which is free. We also have a coronavirus page, which is free, where you can check out all the information on a lot of these things that are going on in Livingston Parish. Again, we appreciate you joining us this morning. We do hope you have a great day. Don't forget that umbrella, and we will see you tomorrow morning.